5th grade. This is Mr. Gracie coming at you live with the muscular system vocabulary. So we're just going to go through this very quickly. I just figured I'd put some pictures up here. You have access to this in your packet that I actually gave you in person and when we were in class all those eons ago. But I also have attached it on the backpack in case you don't have it. It does have, yes, I know, it does have your vocabulary words written out already, but I would like you to rewrite them out just to practice them, so you can get the muscular system vocab down. So, all right, yes, so this is our muscle or muscular system. You can see this is what you would look like without skin. Kind of terrifying. So the muscular system, just like we talk about all the body systems, the muscular system has a specific structure and function or anatomy and physiology. So the muscular system is made up of muscles and tissues that attach to bones. The muscles are organs that work together to move your body and allow you to stand, breathe, and swallow food, as well as do many other things: running, jumping, skipping, hiking, punching, playing, whatever. You are going to use muscles for every single movement you do. So your next one, but what's important to understand is what attaches muscles to bones and joints. So tendons bind muscle to bone and ligaments bind bone to bone. So we talked about joints with our skeletal system. Well, now we're going to talk about tendons. Tendons are all along your body that connect your muscles to your bones. If you didn't have your muscles and bones connected to each other, they wouldn't be able to move and function as well as they do. So those are your tendons. Your next thing are your flexor muscles. So your flexor muscles, it's another type of muscle where you flex. So you look on the left, you see your wrist flexors. When we talked about the skeletal system, you guys had wrist and finger flexors as one of your words. So you can see that we are flexing on the left. On the right hand side, there is the picture of the knee flexing, and a flexor contracts to help bend. The example on your vocab is your bicep. So if you make a strong arm with the bicep, you can see your bicep contracts up to help bend your elbow. So you can put your hand on your bicep and you feel it contract up. So then the opposite of a flexor would be an extensor. You can see that the extensor muscle contracts to straighten. So behind your arm, on the posterior part of your arm, you can feel your triceps muscle. So that one actually helps to straighten. And then on here, you are straightening your wrist versus flexing your wrist. The next type of muscle is skeletal muscle. These are muscles connected to the bones and help you move your arms and legs. So it connects to muscle to help bone and move your arms and legs. And you can see a nice cross-cut section of skeletal muscle underneath the microscope in this picture. The next one, I'm going to be using voluntary and involuntary muscles, so you need to know the difference. Involuntary is just what it sounds like. These are muscles that act without you thinking about it, all right? That would be like your stomach, your heart, your breathing. You don't have to think about that. I mean, when you think about breathing, it becomes harder to breathe because you kind of overthink it. But your involuntary muscles are ones that move without you thinking about it. And thank goodness we don't have to think about our heart beating every second of the day. That would be terrible. So you have your involuntary muscles. You have your smooth muscles. These are found in the organs of the digestive system and blood vessels. These muscles are involuntary, which means they work without you thinking about them, just like we talked about, and they are smooth. And your cardiac muscle. These are muscles found in the heart, and they are involuntary as well. So that's an involuntary muscle. Now, a voluntary muscle would be something like your fingers. Like you can move your fingers, or you move your legs, you move your feet. Those are voluntary. Those are you controlling it and thinking about it, unless it's a reaction or a reflex that hits. So remember, this should look somewhat familiar. If your cardiac muscle, remember, oh yeah, all the flow of the blood and all that excitement with the right atrium. I have a challenge. Explain to your parent, guardian, aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa, sister, brother, dog, whatever you want to do, and tell them what this is and how this works right here. This is your heart, if you didn't know that, but you can tell them how the flow of blood moves through the heart, which would be super exciting. So that wraps up our